to remind everyone that are just getting in, please make sure you put in your name and you put in where you're tuning in from. I so encourage you to do that because it's always nice to talk to a person, not a phone. Am I correct? So I know
Oh,
some
we have
comfortable.
partners from the Hong Kong, Uno Hong Kong. Hello.
Hong Kong. Hong Kong is in the house. UAE is in the house. California is in the house. As you know, California is a country by itself because we have 1.4 million Filipino Americans there. So welcome, Miss Aurora. As a matter of fact, you know that you shared last week. So anyone who's interested in reviewing the tape to see what you had to say, please feel free to ask from any of us. So let me go back to, I'm going to talk about what to expect today. Today, we are going to be purely talk show. So that means there are no graphics, there are no show and tell. We're just going to talk and talk and talk. So if you guys are willing to hang out, please turn on your camera because we are going to be fed by the expression that you have on your face. I want you to make sure that you do chime in your questions in the chat box. We have Uno staff here. I want to say hi to Maureen for being so diligent in coordinating this. And of course, Miss Kelly is here and our other global partners. They will be monitoring the chat and make sure that we don't miss anybody. Um, just know, for the purpose of people who's just tuning in, this happens every Wednesday. Cincinnati, Ohio is hosting this talk show format. So this is the time that we're going to talk about everything from the opportunity, the products, and we are driven by your questions and your feedback. So let us know how we are doing, okay? And then at the end, we're gonna take our what I call here our Kodak moment. So it's important to let people know the many faces of Uno in all parts of the world. I'm hoping our new partner Patricia from Nairobi, Kenya, who just became an entrepreneur, is able to join us. I'm also looking for Ahmad Anjajar from UAE, who has been really pushing it out. And by the way, he's going to be our next sharer for next week. So put that on your calendar, okay? So we are going to get started. Is everyone ready? Just go ahead and do your wave acknowledgement that you're hearing us and you're excited about what we have to say, and then opportunity because we are in fact called, which we fail to say every time we open up, we are the unlimited networking opportunities. Okay? So is everyone ready for us to get started? Awesome. So let me bring in my partner, Jeffrey Brewster. Come on in. How about giving him a round of applause?
Good morning, Ms. Bromwin. Good morning, everyone. It's a great day here in the United States.
It sure is. The cicadas are coming.
The cicadas are coming, but the warm weather is here.
Yes.
And that's always a good thing. So, what do we have going today?
We have a lot going on today.
Oh, yes, we do.
Do you guys have 3 hours? You better go get us some snack and some coffee.
Grab a cup of coffee because we're going to talk.
This is the first time that my partner and I are actually on the same platform. Usually we take turns. Now, because B.S. Pinas, we expected her to do our sharing, something came up. So like any trooper, we have plan A, B, and C.
Yes.
So plan B was, I'm going to do the sharing. But I figured, Jeff, we have not really been at the same platform. Why don't we give it a try?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I am so happy to be here. I call you the Oprah Winfrey of Uno. And I am just really, really grateful for the opportunity to share a couch with you.
Wonderful. Just for your information, Jeffrey Brewster joined us in September 2020, and he has not stopped. The last couple of weeks, 14 hours straight, he worked Uno.
Yeah, it gets into your bones like that, you know, and it gives you that kind of energy that just makes you want to go every day harder and harder, and the results are starting to pay off, and I'm encouraged.
Okay, so let's get started. And all throughout our sharing, we're going to interject some personal experiences. And for those people out there, please chime in, type on the chat box, because we want to know you. We want you to come back. We want to know about your success, your Una journey, your favorite product of choice. We want to share it to everybody. So, Jeff, before we get started in our preview, let us know what's going on. So I encourage also other countries chiming in. What's going on in your neck of the woods? That's what Americans say every once in a while. This is today. Today is Wednesday, our hump day. So it's like in the middle of the week. We're trying to get through the end of the week. So Jeff is going to share some news, some good, some bad, but it's getting us on our toes to make sure that we do what we need to do in order to stay afloat. Jeff?
Some of those challenges that we have that we're turning into opportunities. You know, let's talk about something we can all relate to, and that's COVID, right? It's impacting us very badly here in the United States. We've gone through, you know, our waves, but many other countries right now are perhaps suffering a little bit more than we are. But it's having a great impact on the way we do business, you know. And if we look at some of the statistics, if I may share, uh, such as vaccination rates, you know, it's important for us to be very mindful of our gatherings. And of course, we want to get back together as soon as possible, because that's how the Uno family really relates, right? But it's very difficult to do so when there are mandates that are given by the government, you know, that limits the amount of people that can be in a given place at one time. And one of the things that we're going through right now in the United States, believe it or not, is the battle over wearing masks.
Yes.
And many of us in the United States have pushed back about mask wearing from the very beginning. But now our Centers for Disease Control, which is our national policy making body for healthcare in the United States, has given new mandates, new guidelines, and people are really confused as to how to interpret them. You know, for instance, going into a supermarket, there are some markets now who are allowing you to come in without a mask. And then they're saying, well, you can do so if you're fully vaccinated. But then that adds a whole, you know, level of other problems, because not everyone is truthful.
Yeah, and that's what, you know, I'm glad that you mentioned that,
Yeah.
because when I did get my vaccination, so they have this little card to put in when I had it, and then they insisted that we laminate it because it's almost as precious as a passport,
Yeah.
and it is a legal document.
Mhm.
Now, let's talk about the Philippines. I know my sister Joni, she's a nurse,
Okay.
and she got her Sinovac um, vaccine, and she's feeling some muscle pains and muscle spasm. So there's a lot of symptoms that come depending on what, you know, of course, your health condition, correct?
Exactly.
And
That's
I know
not
she
wrong.
has a pre-existing condition of thyroid issues.
Mhm.
So I want you guys to be very, very careful out there and talk to somebody. Do not isolate yourself. You know, the people that are here, we are into the wellness, and even as a part of taking the to talk about how we and I, you and I, and Doug and a whole bunch of people in America, we COVID, correct?
Yes. Yes.
And what did we learn from that, Jeff?
Well, I'll tell you, we learned a couple of things. The most important thing is that we must be fully prepared ourselves. And by that, I mean our own immune systems. Fortunately for us, we had very mild cases and bounced back very, very quickly. But I'm speaking personally for myself, and I'm sure you can for yourself as well. If it were not for the supplements that we were taking, that really fortified our immune systems prior to being attacked with COVID, we might have had a different experience, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And just on a side note, because the products we know work, I've had a lot of people reaching out since I was in the US and they have relatives here in the US and getting the products to them, especially what they call the non-US products, but they are members. I have been instrumental in shipping some of the products to them because they needed the vitamin C, they needed the virgin coconut oil, our anti-inflammatory products, they needed that immune booster. And so to me, I felt like because I experienced COVID, if anyone asked me to help their families, like their moms and their sisters and their cousins here in the United States, how could I say no?
Right, right.
You know, so this is really the beauty of being part of what I call the Universe, the people that are here. If you guys take a minute and look at the screen and look at the people where they're from, they are people, and these are the new face of Uno. So with that said, let's start with offering you some information about how you become part of this greater universe to make your life healthy and offer wealth, love,
yes,
and
yes.
Among other things, correct?
Yeah. You know, I'll share my story. You know, I met you almost 2 years ago now,
Yes.
right? And for a long time, I observed you from a distance. You know, I saw your business and I was intrigued. But as the time went on, I got a little closer and closer to the actual products. And then when I really, really paid attention and, you know, I realized that what you were doing was so impactful. And I was like, how come I haven't paid closer attention to this before? Why did it take me so long? But I'll tell you, once I did give it my full attention, as I've said, I've been hooked ever since. And it's really because of the quality of the products,
Yes.
right? And so what I encourage you to do is to think about the new you in this global pandemic and to think about the way that you conduct business. You know, many of us are striving to find at this time. You know, things just aren't going as smoothly as they were before, right? So then what's our new solution? And I have found that participating in this lifestyle company, not just a business company, but a lifestyle company, it has really been a solution for me to get through this pandemic. How did it start? Just by simply engaging and signing up.
Yep.
With a minimal investment of $380, I was able to purchase a platinum package.
And for you, it was really easy, Jeff. I just want to share with the group. You know, he, as you see, is good looking, he's slim, he doesn't seem to need our products. He's like out of the ordinary from the people that I've met over time here who are in their chronically ill. So I said, this is going to be a challenge. But what I really loved about this guy is this. He researched our product to death. When I say he researched the product to death, like he didn't even go, he went to Google, I'm sure, just to get the history about our company, and he was already sold.
Yeah.
But the products, he already knew what these nutrients, these different kinds of forms of super rich food are. So that was not a lot of challenge for me. The challenge was giving him the testimony, making him experience how it really is, and taking the products and how it's going to alleviate aches and pains. Like Miss Jacqueline is with us. Miss Jacqueline had rheumatoid arthritis. And she's been taking the products going on 4 years now. And I love her slogan. Uno products give her comfort in her discomfort. That is so profound. So you're gonna hear more about that from many of us. So I encourage people right now, type in the chat box why you love Uno products and why, how long you've been with us, whether you are a newbie or somebody that's been with Uno for a long, long time. So um, let's talk about how did our forefathers, I can say, the
Mhm.
three people that have been instrumental, namely William Barbo,
Yes.
Herbie Chua, and Oliver Chua, how did they get started? This is something that is so profound.
Mhm.
So, as you know, Jeff, they started in 2007,
Right,
correct?
exactly right. And you know, the vision of our board of directors is really what has sold me to work hard to be successful in this company. I respect people that I respect,
Yes.
right? And I follow people that I respect. And when you have admiration and respect for someone, it makes the world of difference when you're becoming a partner and a new member in a brand new company. And I looked at the vision of not only how we started, but the successes that we've gained in just a short period of time. Uno is only 14 years old.
Yes.
And in such a short time, we have conquered the multi-level marketing industry in the Philippines, hands down. But the vision of the company to now become global, that enables me to sit on the stage with you today and talk about this and our global partners across the world. It's just due to the incredible vision of our three board of directors who sought to do a wellness transformation, not just a business venture, but a wellness transformation. First, starting with the OFWs from the Philippines, right, who were and are 2.4 million people
Yes.
throughout the globe.
Now let's talk about that.
Yeah.
We're talking about overseas foreign workers. For those of you who have not heard of that, what happens is that in the Philippines, once we graduate college, once we got our specialty on certain fields, the first thing that happens is that we all leave the country. We leave the country because that seemed to be the norm. So we ended up in to the host countries like in Asia, we have Singapore and Hong Kong, and then Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates. Those are the people that are willing to embrace our people. And what happened is these three individuals decided, hey, you know what? We should bring those people back home and we should just ship our products, which is really brilliant. And they're not only thinking about that in the top of their heads, not knowing what they're going to do, they have it planned. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you have to remember these three gentlemen, Oliver Chua, William Barbo, and Herbie Chua, they have a combined experience of 60 years multi-level marketing, enhancement, and also comes to business and operations. We are in great hands, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. One of the things that sets Uno apart in the multi-level marketing industry from other companies is our robust compensation schedule.
Yes.
I mean, the many ways that we have to earn compensation with this company is just incredible, and it's a game changer.
Yeah, that's true, because we call ourselves a consumer club. We call ourselves multi-level marketers.
And we are.
And let's talk about that. Let's break that down.
Okay, the consumer part. That's really exciting because some of us just choose to use the products, right?
Yes.
And we certainly encourage that. And when you look at the quality of our products, not to mention all of the awards and certifications that our products have garnered worldwide. But when you look at the type of products that we have and what they can do for you, you know, you mentioned that I don't suffer from chronic diseases. Thank God, that is true. But when I looked at these products, I said, I can't afford not to take them. I'm getting older, and with age comes changes, right? And so certainly, you know, I want to be the best and the strongest that I can be. So as a consumer of these products, we have a particular model that we call profitable consumerism.
Yes.
And that's where we as consumers, by purchasing our own products, we get money back. Now, that's it's totally unique. You know,
Yes.
we cut out the middleman,
Mhm.
right? So we don't have the cost of driving up product costs for manufacturing to distributors, to retailers, and then finally to us as the consumer. By the time it gets to us, 500%. But with Uno, we cut out all of those little charges and we can get money back because we purchase our products directly from Uno, the manufacturer.
That's a very important point.
Yeah.
But let me share from a woman's standpoint of
Mhm.
having a consumer club. Now, how many of you out there goes to a grocery store or a store just to browse what's new out there?
Mm.
So when you go into, let's say, I could say Target for the lack of the better store, or SM in the
Or Walmart.
Philippines, or Walmart. So you go in with the purpose of, oh, let me just browse around. So the browsing becomes what? Shopping. The next thing you know, most women, I can only speak for myself and a handful of people, they smell, they experience it, they do whatever, because, oh, let me try this, let me try this. The next thing you know, what happens? Your bag is full, you take them home, and then where do they end up? They end up in your drawer and you never go back to look at it again
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that was impulsive buying. And being a part of a being a part of this consumer club wherein you repeat purchase only the products that you need. You're
Mhm.
talking about toothpaste. We're talking about shampoo. What else? We got advanced care for toothpaste. We only have to worry about one brand of toothpaste. No Colgate, no Crest that would confuse us because we know we have everything here. Okay, that's just one example.
And the quality of that product.
Yes.
With the bee propolis, natural antiviral, natural antibacterial, better than fluoride.
Right. Now let's talk about beverages.
Oh.
We all drink juices, right? Now, by the way, this wonderful prime juice has mangosteen and goji berries. Chinese use them all the time. Help with depression, there are 42 reasons, right?
Yeah.
42 reasons. So we're not going to elaborate more, but I just want to make sure that we highlight these wonderful products. Coffee, help with memory, help with energy and focus, among other things. Help with the skin too. It has collagen. How cool is that?
And may I add, what coffee do you know has all of these benefits? And we drink it every day.
And some people just drink it just to be drinking it.
How about
the greatest thing is it actually tastes good. It tastes really good. Let's talk about cappuccino. Cappuccino has the 8 ingredients already. That's in 8-in-1 coffee.
Mm-hmm.
But on top of that, it has guayabano and moringa. So everybody knows that's cancer healing, cancer prevention.
Yes.
And what is just, it's portable, correct?
Oh yeah. I bring it to work every day.
You put it in your side, you put it in your purse, you put it in your back pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're in a meeting, take it out, share. So let's talk about the sharing part. Okay. So you've expressed how you seem to be healthy. You don't have any chronic issues like some of folks. But the sharing part is because I bet you know somebody who's suffering.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
bet you all know somebody that is in pain that you see every day.
Yeah. Can I share a little
story?
Please.
Please.
I recently had a sign up.
Okay.
Right? And that sign up talked to one of her family members. And, that family member suffered greatly with many, many physical ailments and disorders, operations, etc. And was ready really to give up.
Yes.
But my direct sign up said to her family member, you know what? We've tried everything else under the sun. I want you to try, and guess what it was?
Cryptogenic.
She said, try this. And he said, cryptorganic, what is that? Well, when she broke it down to him and told him all about the benefits of this one product, from immune boosting to red blood cell replenishment to oxygenation of your tissues, he said, all right, I'll try it. Well, he came to a business presentation just last week.
And he just showed up.
He just showed up.
He came in 15 minutes early.
Right, and then he comes in, he says, I'm looking for Bronwyn and Jeff. And I said, well, you've come to the right place, come on in. And within 15, 20 minutes, he began to tell us how wonderful this product is working for him. His hemoglobin level has increased, his iron has increased, his energy level has increased.
He got out of depression. And talked us to death. We're supposed to be talking him to death.
Exactly.
But he talked us to death.
About this one product.
Because of cryptogenic.
Incredible.
Wow.
Incredible. So I'm encouraging you to share with other people, even if you don't have a problem, like Bronwyn has said, know someone who does. And they're right in your own family sometimes. And you might have risk factors. Right? And you have to pay attention to those risk factors. You might not have cardiovascular disease, but you may have a parent that had a stroke, like me.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
I've got the risk factor.
Right.
So I've got to protect myself. So
that is so important, because how many of us really know what our parents are suffering from? We just see them suffering, but we never delve deeper into why is that? Have they had any history of high blood pressure? Does anybody in the family have a history of cancer? The thing is, at least I can always speak for the people that I know that I have met here. They don't have a primary care provider. They don't have a regular doctor.
That is so true. And, here in the United States, where everyone thinks that, we've got the best healthcare system in the world. Well, we've got one of the best, but when you look at our healthcare outcomes, they're not number one. There are many countries that outpace the United States with healthcare outcomes. And not everyone here has insurance. We don't have universal health insurance.
Yes.
Our insurance is tied to employment. So if we lose our job, we lose our health insurance.
And not to mention the people that are here that are immigrants. I know there's been talk about either immigrants or illegal aliens who are afraid to go to a doctor. I mean, think what UNO can provide, the UNO supplements can provide, plus the connection with people like us. Now I encourage you also to do your good deed for the day. Type in the chat box your favorite product, or somebody's favorite product, or an experience about our products, to make sure that we share it to our audience right there. We really, really would appreciate that. So Jeff, I can talk all day about the products, because you know me. I'm glad every once in a while when we connect, like Jeff and I, we see each other every day.
Yes.
We talk on the phone every day. And we talk about UNO every day. And so that's just the way we are. It's not it is the supplements. Can you imagine though? My measure of success is this, and I'm gonna continue sharing other stuff, is it's not about the money, but I'd be lying to you if I get some, I'd be very happy. Yes. I get intimidated seeing our guests for this show, making all these millions of pesos converted to thousands of dollars a month, and I am not making it, but I still get up in the morning. Because my answer is always looking at Jacqueline smiling, looking at somebody walking in like this person that Jeff was talking about. But there's hope. In our language, when people get so helpless, they would just latch on to anything and everything. You just think about Bronwyn being that solution. It may be not the solution overall, but just that one day, I made a difference in people's lives. So I know in some people it's corny, but AKA I am Oprah Winfrey, right? For the day. So let's talk about the products, and I'm sure people already in the chat box, I'm not monitoring closely. They talk about the products of choice and how they make you feel. Now let's talk about cha-ching, money in the bank.
Yes.
Let's talk about what are the different ways of earning. Jeff, you want to get started?
Well, you know, it's very important that we realize that in starting a new business, there are challenges, there are obstacles that we have to face, right? And there are just impediments to branching into a brand new market, you know, and we've got to take time to build our business. Success doesn't come overnight. So some of the frustrations that we have experienced in the past in developing new businesses, they're to be expected, right? But I will say this, much to your credit, you have persevered over 5 straight years in building a foundation here. And it is that foundation that I hope that I can help you build on as we go further, right? And so let's talk about the business side of Uno, because there are different ways that you can work this business. And that's what makes it so incredible and exciting. We've talked about you can be a consumer. But let's talk about.
So before you say that, consumer / direct sales, because that's what happens.
That's the
when you share, let's talk about the sharing part. I'm gonna let you do the breaking down of others. When you do share, that direct sales commission. So the difference between, for example, grapeseed extract that just $14.98 as a or part of Uno. And then you can direct sell it outright for, I think, $24 or $25. So whatever the difference of that, you get to keep. So that's instant gratification. See, what happened is that in any venture that you do, you got to have that balance. So it doesn't hurt if you toil to build your network for some of us. But then again, it also doesn't hurt if you make a quick buck. And we're only thinking about 8 products here in the United States. And these products are wonderful. Okay.
What's exciting though is that you can work this business all 3 ways at the same time. You can consume, you can direct sell, or you can focus on multi-level marketing, all at the same time. What business do you know has so many different ways to earn money?
Correct.
You know,
absolutely.
We have direct referrals.
Yes.
Right?
And how much do they get from bringing in somebody?
It depends on your level of initial investment.
Okay.
Right. So if you start out with our first level of investment, right, our premier, right, your platinum,
Plus.
right, you then will get $20.
Well, just like that.
As a direct referral.
Wow. So I love the products. Then I'll talk to Reggie and say, hey, Reggie, you see me moving around? This is really great. And then he joins. I get $20.
$20.
Or $60
now,
if it becomes a premier.
Imagine if you had signed up and purchased a global package.
You can make a killing.
Just from a direct referral. You're upwards to like 50, 60.
That's $240 for global.
Isn't that
out of one person?
One direct referral.
Wow.
Is that not incredible?
I gotta spend some more time on the business side of this.
Oh yeah.
I'm missing out on something. No wonder you're crazy about
this is the incredible excitement about it. Because not only am I excited about the products, but the earning potentials that go along with it. And it's no extra effort.
And that's only the direct referral.
So
tell us about the matching bonus.
Well, then there's matching bonuses. You know, when you build your structure, we have a structure that has a left team and a right team, right? So when you bring in your direct referrals, when you bring in your other business partners, we place them in a particular structure, right? That we call our multi-level marketing platforms, right? And it's very important that we build our left teams and our right teams together. But when we bring in, say, two people at one time, we're going to place one on the left and one on our right. Well, we've got a matching pair. And when we do that, that is called our matching bonus. And depending on your level of investment, it will determine the level of bonus that you receive.
Okay, so wait a minute. So we get the direct referral, let's say for $20,
Right.
and then we bring in another person and it matches.
Yes.
So that's another $20 or $40 depending on the package.
Depending on the
Wow.
package.
And I hear that also, like depending on how deep you want to build your structure, you get lifetime royalties.
Even, oh my gosh, now that's royalty bonuses when you build your structure down to the 5th level, right? Then matching bonuses, direct referrals. But then you get lifestyle rewards. Now, I know that that's something that's very important to you
I want to go to Dubai
as a woman, because you can shop with those lifestyle rewards, right? And all of the things that you can redeem them for. Luxury items, computer items, cars.
Well, you know what? They really thought about this, Jeff, don't you think? Because when starting a business, people need computers. They need to have smartphones. So Uno has came up with an incentive. If they move fast enough in the fast start, they can have those. And then for those people who did not even know that they love to travel, how many of you decide, oh, I'm not going to travel because they sound great? That's what they say. I'm not going to go because it's dangerous out there. I'm not going to go. I might get kidnapped. But I think it's just an excuse because they felt like they cannot travel. But Uno makes it possible to accumulate those lifetime rewards to make you travel for free. Not only that, you can bring a companion. So that's really great. And then the luxury items.
Well, before we get to the luxury items, let me add one more footnote to the travel.
Okay.
Here's what I find exciting about it. You know, when you take a business trip, you can write it off, right? If you structured your personal business that way.
Yes.
Well, this is another one of those tax write-offs. But what I find so important and exciting about the travel, we are a global company. I cannot wait to visit some of our global partners in your country.
And vice versa.
And have you come to the United States.
Yes.
And so not only are we experiencing a vacation, but we're actually doing a business trip and conducting international business.
And that is what we call healthy business lifestyle.
Yes.
That spells Uno through and through.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's really amazing. So we talked about the direct referral. We talked about matching bonuses, royalty bonuses, lifetime rewards. Now let's talk about, what is this uni-level bonus?
Uni-level bonuses. This is where you can really make money in this business. You can make up to $17,000, almost $18,000 a year just on uni-level bonuses.
Without doing anything.
Without doing anything but following our four-partner business model.
Oh, wow. Well, you know, they did say in order to get started, you want to bring in, step one is buy the products.
Yes.
Number two is use and consume the products and share. And learn, and you learn because it's manifesting in your body, right? Plus the fact that Uno does give you tons and tons of training, including what you're seeing right now. And in the Philippines, they have, Miss Kelly could tell you, there's tons and tons of training that at your fingertips, because Uno had made that, they had a point to provide that. And then the fact that the truth of the matter is, when you do share and everybody gets up and brushes their teeth, drink their coffee, drink their juice, wash their face, you don't have to be there. You be asleep. And then you have what they call incremental income.
Yeah.
So when you wake up in the morning, that's why all these people have check here, check there. And for us, we get them from Bank of America. How great is that, that you're able to accumulate out of
Mhm.
income out of your group from level 1/5 all the way to infinity. And that's why you see all these people with the online. Let's talk about the online
Oh,
store,
my.
because that's where the
Yes.
focus is for
Absolutely.
the new.
Absolutely. Let's first consider, let's put it into a perspective.
Okay.
How many people have ever thought of starting a business with only $380? That's
Unheard of,
right?
unheard of.
Now, when you start a business, you're normally carving out a market, and your market is generally within several miles of your local vicinity, right? With Uno, for just $380 as an initial investment in your own company as an individual, independent consumer, right? And distributor, you now have the opportunity to have a global business
Wow.
for just $380. Well, how does that happen? Our platform is such that, well, we're talking around the world this morning, right? It's just that simple. With our e-commerce system, and believe it or not, that is the wave of the present,
Yes.
and it will be the wave of the future, because direct sales, online direct sales, are growing exponentially. Do you know that 28% of the entire world's population has purchased something online?
Wow. And I believe that I do it every day.
And we have 7.8 billion people on this
Can you
planet.
imagine if you could just get a fraction of that?
Just a fraction of it. And that's the opportunity that we have with our e-commerce system.
And here's the thing. I'm 60, right? And I announce it. I'm going to be 60 in July. And I could safely say I know nothing about online. I know nothing about selling online. But you have no experience with that.
Well, I'll tell you, it is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Why? Because we have support, right?
We've
From Uno.
We've got the training support, we've got the technology and the platform.
Hey, how's it going? I heard something downstairs. I was about to go down.
Yeah.
That was just you?
Yeah, stop, no.
No problem, no problem.
Drive people to our own personal online store.
Two things that we do, right?
Yes.
There's a link when you have an online store that you can send to people by email, Facebook Messenger, or even text.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing you want to do.
Right.
To get somebody to purchase from your store. And the second thing is what?
Well, we're marketing, right? Just drive people to your store.
And the second thing is that you cut your check.
Well,
Don't you forget
well,
that.
that's the only thing that you have to do.
That's
But
right.
let's talk about the things that go on in between.
Oh, Lord.
That you don't
filling
have
out
to
the
do.
order that I don't have to do.
All of that's done
Following
online.
up on the order I don't have to do.
Our company does that.
Wrap them in packages and fooling with the tape.
Our company does that for you.
Having to worry about writing down the correct address.
You don't have to do that because Uno does it for you.
Wow. And even going to the bank is not an issue for some people that are here. I know for a fact it goes directly to their bank. They just show up. They just give you. How would you like to get notification just to say, there's money in the bank,
That's
there's
right.
money in the bank.
And the only thing we have to do is to go to our e-wallets on our dashboard and print out our check.
I tell you
Right
what.
from online.
I'm so excited.
That's our e-commerce system in a nutshell. But in the meantime, Uno is providing us with training and support,
Yes.
Facebook marketing, other social media marketing, and these teachings sometimes cost thousands of dollars.
Yes, definitely. And you know what? Let's come down to earth for a minute here, because I'm a family person. I have grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
I have 5 grandchildren that live in my house. And so there are many generations in my household. So our new sign up, Donna, just put something in my head, because the main concept of Uno Privileged Lifestyle Is it become a lifestyle
Mhm.
and you infuse your family? It is a family affair.
Yes.
Everybody's got the role other than taking the supplements to
Mhm.
make sure that everybody sees how wonderful your family is. They're healthy, they're strong, they're all of the above. But imagine we have our set skills just like any other organization. You look at your family, somebody is doing at a young age TikTok. So that's another part of marketing, right?
Right, right.
What else? YouTube, gamers. I mean, you can pull one of your grandchildren or your children, that brings you together, correct?
Oh, yes,
You're
yes.
speaking the same
You're
language.
building a family business.
Yes, and if you're going to talk about other people, why not talk about Uno and what it has made for you?
Exactly.
The difference it made in your life.
That's why this company is called a lifestyle company.
Yes.
It's not just about making money.
And you know, here's another thing that I'm
Yeah.
really itchy to say. Now, it is a privileged lifestyle,
Mhm.
but it is equitable, meaning you don't have to have a PhD. I know Mr. Brewster here has PhD, doctorate, all those
Not quite, but-
credentials and accolades. And you know what? He's doing Uno. And then our grand upline, Warren Trinidad, is a college dropout and doing Uno, millions and millions of dollars. I'm 60, I haven't made any money yet, but I will. But I know people at 60, 67, 70 years old learn the online because number one, they learned how to do the online marketing. The coaches like Rian Saldano, Uno Chatbot, and all those people, they're so accommodating. They're so respectful that sometimes it makes my skin crawl. I'm like, oh my God, why are they being so nice to me? Is it because I'm old? But you know what? They really are equally nice to everybody. You can hope. Here's another thing that I've heard a story. So eventually, when you actually get into the Zoom like this, you get to hear stories. Now that's a Filipino way of connecting, right? Tell stories. Yeah. Put something across your head and said, tell me your story. So this lady got into online. I forgot what her name, I wish I knew. She's over 70 years old, but she's knocking everybody out because she made a lot of money. Why? She was determined. And then the coaches were so nice to accomplish. It's like giving back. Now, let me mention Rian and Joseph Salonga and help me, Miss Kelly,
Coach
Eddie,
Edison.
Coach Edison.
Mhm.
These people are so nice. They would stop the training for one old woman because they know that the fruit of their labor and the time that they spent is going to be a milestone, is going to lift everybody up. And that's why they now achieve these very people. I'm talking about Brian, I'm talking about Ed, I'm talking about Salonga, Joseph Salonga. They have now carved another chart in the Nook system. They are now blue diamond.
Wow.
Blue diamond.
Wow.
If you guys don't know about that, look at the chart from supervisor to distributor and then to so forth, Ruby executive,
Yeah.
whatever. And now no, they hit the chart, off the chart, because they are so typical of the leadership that our people had taught us from many times before. Give back, be patient. Everybody brings value to the table.
Yes.
So I could talk about that too
Yeah.
for a long, long time, but let me shut up.
But let me piggyback on the equitability of this company. You don't have to be the most learned. And I'll tell you, sometimes that gets in the way.
Yes.
Right? It's the sincerity of your heart. And Uno really speaks to the universality of people.
Yes.
We all are the same internally.
Yes.
We all need health. We all need sustenance to sustain us, right? And it becomes what is most important for us is to realize we are all people and we are all the same. And you don't have to be a certain class. You don't have to be a certain race or ethnicity to be successful. This is what I want to stress to us all. Let us not exclude anyone, but embrace everyone, because Uno has something to offer to us all. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I'm so glad that you said that. I cannot have articulated that so much. Like you said, everybody brings something to the table. And with Jeff being an academe, he's talking to all the big hitters here in Cincinnati, the University of Cincinnati Medical School, the Children's Hospital, the Krogers. I mean, these are like heavy hitters. And that's what Jeff brings to the table. For me, I bring the people off the street. I would stop and talk to everybody because Jeff is kind of a workaholic. He stays here indoors, and that's like high level up there. And I'm the one that hits the pavement. So we make a great combination.
Absolutely.
So when forming a team,
Yes.
Jacqueline, I love you to death. Jacqueline is also hitting the pavement. She'll talk to everybody out there in the street. That's why she got labeled the Uno crazy woman. I don't mind being called the Uno crazy woman, because it takes a lone nut to build an empire. And that's what we're doing, correct? So
Let's talk about why this is the best time to get involved with this company.
yes,
Well,
why is it the best time?
There are a number of
We're
reasons.
pioneering it all.
That in and of itself
Okay.
is an opportunity that excites me beyond. To be a pioneer, to be a builder at the foundational level, and then watch the fruits of our labor grow, that is just an incredible feeling. And many of us are pioneers with Uno throughout the globe. Now we have an opportunity to connect with each other. That even builds us exponentially greater, right?
Yes.
But there are other reasons why it's the right time. What's one of your favorites?
Well, for me, speaking for the U.S. team, is that they launched this in 2015. There were a lot of barriers. U.S. is the hardest place to penetrate because, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about really 50 countries. If you look at the global map, if you look at the Philippines, this tiny country who's making a huge difference in the world, and this is the United States. Look at that, a tiny dot and the United States. That is an opportunity. You know why? Because we're talking 50 countries. So when all of us collectively bring in the focus on the US with the 50 states, imagine all those people using our products, getting them out to the rest of the world. And the fact that since we're pioneering in the US, we get to do the big ask. You know, we have not really identified what those lifetime bonus points are in exchange of. We can come up with whatever we want to do. So that's a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Plus the fact, really, in all seriousness, the fact that everybody is out there to make a buck. Because of the pandemic, the downward economic trend is going down, not only in the US, but in other countries.
Right.
People are reconstituting themselves to learn new trades, to learn new things in order to make it or to even stay afloat, to secure their children and their grandchildren. The fact of the matter is, this is the perfect time because Uno has got that figured out over a decade ago.
Way ahead of the curve.
Way ahead of the curve. And then the fact that the products are already here in the United States and in other countries. I mean, that's a great opportunity. And there's a whole bunch of testimonies, product testimonies already in archives, not only in the United States, but in Africa, in UAE, in Hong Kong for beauty products. I mean, thank God for those other pioneering leaders. So let me tell you one more story. I want to address that you mentioned, I'm going strong, going on 5 years. And the reason why I'm hanging on is for personal reasons. Of course, you know, the product worked for me.
Right.
And the product was for my husband and all my children. I met this lady, Red Lines International, over Zoom. She is from Nigeria. And the first Zoom that I conducted international, she was there.
Mhm.
I could not see her face. She had, in Nigeria, in Africa, it's so hard to connect on internet, okay? So she keeps going in and out, going in and out. I can't even see her. And then she was in the closet.
Oh
I
my.
forgot her name. I should bring it up. Ask me. She was in the closet, and then her phone dropped. And her phone dropped, and then all I can see was the light in the closet and the dirt floors.
Oh my.
And her feet. And I'm like, wow, where is this? Of course, I'm ignorant, right? So now I can say she's one of the millionaires and top earner in Nigeria.
Wow, how incredible.
If you really look at the Nuke awardees, we're talking about people in Africa who has made it ruby, who has made it sapphire, who has made it all kinds of the rankings, because that's the humble beginning. That's the pioneering effort. This woman was working. Then she squeezed in Zoom in the closet so other people would not know that she's engaging, especially in Africa, with a reputation of the Nigerians for multi-level marketing and scams and all that. That's a big challenge. But that did that stop this woman? No. So I urge you, ladies and gentlemen, Uno is a systemic fix to all our aches and pains through health and building wealth and lifting everybody and everyone to prosperity. Am I saying that correctly?
Absolutely, because here in the United States, as you have said, we have 50 states, right? 50.
And that doesn't include Jamaica, which is doing well, though.
There are 194 countries in the world, and everyone is here in the United States.
Yes.
We have over 190 cultures within the United States. So when you talk about pioneering efforts, you can be in Nigeria, you can be in UAE, you can be in Hong Kong, and still build a business in the United States.
Yes, and that's possible, and it will be a missed opportunity if I do not mention the partners that we have, the global partners that we have participating right now in this Zoom. We're talking about our people from United Arab Emirates, Miss Julie. We're talking about Miss Kelly. We're talking about Romeo Acierto. We're talking about Will Santos. And I could go on and on. Just take a look at these people who are diligently supporting us. We have not met them in person. Our common theme is that we want to do better.
Yes.
We want to make people's lives better, and we want to be rid of the aches and pains. And I didn't have to pull them to come and be here. Every time I need something from them, they are just a text away and they respond. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a wealth of network. Uno networking opportunities is not going to be like this if it weren't for the people that are in this room. So if you are here for the first time, think about the possibilities. Reach out to the next person on this. If you happen to look at the person, oh, that looks like an Uno poster child in my country, reach out to them. There are no boundaries. Another thing that I want to mention, Jeff, the products really, really work. And if you want to maximize on the knowledge of testimonies, reach out to the women in Hong Kong. What are they using to make their face glow? I had a tip from one lady. I did not even think Kojic soap can eliminate eczema symptoms. Like if you are really, really itchy and you're flared up, what you do is that get the dab of Kojic, lather them up and then put them on your hand or behind your ears or anything that's inflamed. And it makes it
disappear.
How would I know? They don't do that. Although we do offer food supplement orientation that is more structured as part of the training.
Yes.
These little tips that people have from just consuming, consuming and using Uno is so valuable. So remember that this is a huge resource.
Sure. And it's very important that we tell the story.
Yes.
Because when you do scientific research on a product and you look at all of the ingredients that might be in this product, you never will know the individual effect
Yes.
that it might have on a given person. But when you speak with them and you hear their testimony, it's like, wow, some of these products are miraculous. And the scientific research doesn't say miracle cure.
Yeah, they always have to put this no therapeutic
Right,
claims.
exactly.
But we made it. Oh, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Our products actually made it to the Philippine Pharmaceutical Reference Book.
Exactly. And many clinicians, physicians, nurse practitioners in the Philippines actually prescribe many of our products to cure diseases and to manage them. And here in the United States, several of our products have been endorsed by our FDA.
Yes.
And as you were saying, we must use the disclaimer here in the US that they are not claiming to be therapeutic, but we know that there have been many people controlling their diseases, many people healed of disorders, and we know that through their testimonies.
Yeah, and let's talk about in the US. We talked about this a few days ago about it's a Band-Aid effect. Like we have a healthcare system that whoever you are, if you have a life-threatening situation, you're bleeding to death or you fainted, you can go to any of the emergency room.
And by law.
And by law, you will be treated.
Yes.
And then as long as everything stabilizes with your BP and all that, they make you sign a waiver and then you go away. But they don't really sit down and talk to you about, to prevent this. Maybe think about this and that. And as a consumer club, knowledgeable, packed with knowledge from what UNO teaches us, from the doctors, Dr. Jericho Mendoza, our nutritionist, tons and tons of structure that they put in place. You feel comfortable telling these people, yes, it may not work for you, but it worked for me. Why? Because of your lifestyle, your genes. That's why it's a consumer club. And you stay connected and these people grow on you. And I'm telling you, I'm in love with Miss Julie Pathay. I'm in love with Miss Kelly. I'm in love with the majority of the people here because I know they use the products and we love the products. There's another UNO crazy group. And I can't wait to get to know all the others here.
Yes, it's been such a great opportunity to now say, I've got friends worldwide, and it's just absolutely incredible. I'm new to Facebook, thanks to UNO. And I remember when I first started out with Facebook, I think I had 3 friends, and I was one of them. But now, I've got like almost 500 friends, and I know there's some of you out there that have thousands of friends, but I will tell you that 90% of my friends are outside of the United States. And that is so fantastic. What an opportunity UNO has provided for me to connect to you worldwide.
And the funny thing is that here's a typical day with me and Jeff and Doug in the office. Jeff is staring at the globe. He would actually take that globe and look at it. He says, like, I know nothing of, okay, here's the Philippines. Now, I know something, but to really delve into, and much more, to delve into the people.
Yes.
It's history. I mean, I am friends with people that tells me about, I did not know in Dubai, you can actually tour that within 3 hours. Yeah. And for me, as ignorant as I am, I'm like, oh, I have to stay there for a whole month to enjoy everything. Well, would you have known that if nobody would actually talk to you? Yeah. I mean, this is just the value. Now, I could talk for hours, but here's the thing. Yes. Let's talk about what's going on by way of incentive for people to join our UNOverse. So we have specials going on here in the United States and in other countries. So Jeff, would you let us?
Well, one of the greatest incentives that we have going on now is that if you come in as a Platinum Plus member, right? The first level of investment, you are automatically upgraded to a Premier account.
Wow.
automatically.
That's
Now,
a big difference.
now-
We're talking over $1,000.
a premier account is $1,140
Yep.
compared to $380. Well, that's a fantastic promotion.
It sure
right?
is.
Then we have, if you sign up and you bring in 5 members, right? 5. You are now upgraded to a global account.
Wow, that's huge.
That's monumental, absolutely monumental. And then the 4 for 3.
Yeah, let's talk about the multiple accounts.
Oh my.
But I know some people, I don't know how many people
Mm-hmm.
are here that are new to Uno. And if you are an expert with multi-accounts, we're not. But from what I am thinking, because it just got introduced in the United States last year. In 2015, when they rolled out Uno here, we can only have one account. It was very, very hard for me to progress because I can only branch off my mother account.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're offering, you can have up to 15 accounts.
Yes.
So not only that, you can have 15 accounts and then you can play with your structure to
Mhm.
maximize on your investment. Now, can
Yes.
you imagine getting a check the first week, the first month that you started with Uno?
Mm.
That is amazing.
We were talking earlier about uni-level bonuses, right?
Yes.
And we were saying that you can earn up to $17,000+ annually off of one account.
Yes.
Well,
Can
now
you imagine?
times that by 15.
15. Yep.
And you don't have to sign up and get 15 accounts,
Correct.
right?
You can work your way.
work your business. You can
3,
grow your
7.
business, right?
Yeah, 3, 7, and 15.
Yes, and your ability to earn is just exponentially increased just due to the multiple accounts that we can have.
And there are people out there who are experts and they're always willing to show you how to make that happen. Now, going back to if you actually purchase 3 stores, 3 online stores, or 3 accounts for the lack of the better term,
Mm-hmm.
you are entitled to get another set of access pins to make your 3 stores to 4 stores.
Yes.
So that means you have 4 stores to start with. Now, a lot of people out there, it's like, who will find the money for do this? $380 is already expensive. But I have actually heard some stories that the initial investment for $380 is great. Then you bump it up to Premier Plus, which
Mhm.
is a $1,140 value.
Right.
And then if you bring in other people, it would actually duplicate that. And we have more multiple earnings within less than a month. The
Mhm.
fact of the matter is credit cards. Credit cards. When you think about here in the United States, we
Yeah.
talked about this the other day. If you charge $1,000 as a credit card, what is the minimum monthly payment?
Not only do you have to pay the principal, but sometimes the interest is anywhere from 18 to 30%.
But they make it manageable for the monthly payment, right? The monthly payment towards $1,000, if you're on the fence about using your credit card or not,
Right.
we're thinking probably $19, $25 a month. When you start your business, you activate, that's what they call it, and then you make the money. Then the first check is $60 or $67, depending on how you work it.
Mm-hmm.
There's your 3-month payment right there.
Right.
Does
Now,
that make sense?
we're not saying go into credit card debt. Be very wise and prudent.
Yes.
But with the earning potential and the return on that investment, it becomes worth it.
And the fact is, you got the products already. The very first time that you that you signed up, you get the products. You get to drink your coffee, you get to drink and all that. And the greatest thing is that, there's always birthdays, anniversary,
Yes.
all this celebration.
Yeah.
Instead of you going to SM Mall or Walmart to figure out what am I going to give these people for their
Mhm.
birthdays and graduation. Graduation is around the corner.
Right.
Why don't we give them a gift of health, a gift of life,
Mhm.
and an opportunity like what we're showing you today? And if you need help, call on us. We
Yeah.
love doing this.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about the fact that when you are actually giving to somebody,
Mhm.
the wedding, May and June, think about this.
Wow.
It's wedding season.
Yes.
Why not give them a startup package? What more wonderful gift than to start a couple
Yeah.
with a $380 package? They have an assurance that they're going to live healthy,
Mhm.
fruitfully.
Yes.
For some people are challenged conceiving. That's another story.
Oh, that's another story, but we have a testimony for that, right?
Yes, we do. And this 2 hours is not going to cut it. But I do want to say it.
Yes.
People in Africa, in Nigeria, I am in touch with them. They are pharmacists, they are microbiologists,
Mhm.
they are doctors. I mean, they did not get in just because of the products. They saw the potential and their own personal experience.
Mhm.
Do you know how much it is for somebody to go to a fertility clinic here in the United States just to get started and finding out what's wrong with them, that they cannot conceive?
Yeah. You know, and not only just with conception, but with controlling of diseases that many of us suffer from. You know, everyone is not as fortunate as we are in the United States
Yes.
to have access to healthcare, to have access to medical resources. But in some countries where the closest doctor might be 100 or 200 miles away, and then when you get there, you have to stand in line all day in hopes of seeing a doctor. When many of our products, as we've said, are therapeutic. Well, why not give someone who you know that's already been diagnosed
Yes.
with a disease, and you know that our products work, our protocols work with various diseases and illnesses, give them that gift of life until they can get to a medical doctor.
Right.
Right?
Right.
You might just save their life.
You know, that's what really makes me so happy that you and I bumped into each other, and we are here at the Dillard Center. For those following us, the owner of the building is Dr. Dillard. He is
A medical doctor?
a medical doctor, and he sees us here and there, and he would not outright say, "Stop doing what you're doing," because he knows that what we are doing is important.
Oh, sure.
And he's also an
Absolutely.
advocate and proponent for healthy eating,
Mhm.
building the community, helping small businesses.
Yes.
I mean, God has placed us here, and I implore you, if you know of anybody in this area wanting to know more about Uno, here in the Midwest, we're
Right.
near Chicago, we are near New York,
New York.
Washington, D.C., the key
Yeah.
areas. The entire USA, we are here for you. And we are in this together. Your success is our success.
Absolutely.
And I would go ahead and, Miss Kelly, I think we have to stop talking. Don't you agree? And what I'm going to do is go over the chat and see if there's anybody that we need to address.
No. But this has been such an incredible opportunity to share with you today our worldwide partners, our prospective partners. It's wonderful that we can share stories, best practices, testimonies, and encourage each other to live healthy and to live wealthy.
Yes, definitely. Well, thank you so much. And Ms. Kelly, we can go ahead and do the Kodak moment. And if there's anyone who feels compelled to unmute in the next few minutes while Ms. Kelly is preparing to take our Kodak moment photo, please unmute and just chime in. Whatever your aha moment is, what you like about this program, what you think needs improvement. And I also want to let you know, next week, we have a special guest for sharing. And I don't know if he is here, and because he's an avid fan of the US. We're talking about Mr. Ahmad
Oh my, yes.
Anjajar.
Yes.
And he is going to be sharing his Uno journey and his passion. So please make sure that you do come back, bring guests, and let us know if there's anything that we need, that we missed in conveying this wonderful opportunity.
All right.
Anyone wants to share a few words, please go ahead.
Well, we're still waiting for someone to say something. I'll just take a screenshot. All right.
Okay.
Give your best smile and una premiere sign. All right. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay.
So any Maureen or Miss Kelly, any announcement? What's coming down the pipe? I know that June 12th is the sales rally for Uno.
Yes, and I think we have a contest going on, like a video making contest and a TikTok video contest. So if anyone's here interested, you can just visit our Uno Premier official site for the instructions. I think the first place for the video making is 20,000 pesos. So that's quite a lot. So encouraging everyone to join.
I feel like I want to join and I can bank my money in the Philippines because I want to visit the Philippines
Absolutely.
like right now.
Yes.
Okay. Well, if no one else want to chime in, please feel free to give your feedback, good or bad, to Uno management. The staff is here, or any of us, because like I said, we aim to please. We want to make sure that the word gets out there, how Uno is a systemic fix for everyone, whether you are in pain, physically, mentally, and also financially. This is so easy, guys. Let's just do it, okay?
Absolutely.
Mr. Jeffrey, you got any last words?
I'll let that be the last word, and I look forward to speaking with everyone again very soon.
All right. Goodbye, everyone, and you have a wonderful, wonderful, and blessed day.
Thank you, Ma'am Marlene. Thank you, everyone.
Bronwyn and Jeffrey,
Namaste.
business partners. God bless.
That was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Hi, Ma'am Jacqueline.
Hi, Miss Julie.
Miss you. See you here in Dubai.
We're on our way.
Yes. Only gone, but come on, come.